Welcome to Triathlon Minds. We're here at Ironman Melbourne on Friday before race day, and we're with professional athlete Lachie Kerin. Welcome to Triathlon Minds, Lachie.
Oh, thanks for having me, Brad. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Now, Lachie, it's your first Ironman, 20 years of age. You're the youngest pro in the field. How are you feeling about the race?
Oh, look, I'm obviously pretty nervous about it. Like, it's a long way to race, full day of exercise. So, I'm pretty nervous, I think is probably the way to put it. But I think I've done a lot of halves now, and I think I've really built up to this race. So I feel like I've done the preparation and I'm ready to go.
You've had a pretty solid season up till now. Some of the results have been good and, like I said, consistent. Is it where you expect to be at this point?
Yeah, look, I think that's probably a fair evaluation of my season. I mean, you know, every race, my aim at the moment is just to get better and better and more competitive with the front guys. And I think I've been able to do that. You know, I haven't raced a lot in this preparation. I mean, I went to race Challenge Melbourne, and I was pretty happy with that result, you know, for where I was at and just kind of training through the race. And went down to Warrnambool a couple of weeks ago for a race, and same thing, just kind of trained through it, but felt good, felt strong, and you know, I think I can be competitive with these guys. You know, this is a bit of an unknown distance, but there's other guys who are more experienced out there, and you know, this is their first Ironman too, so they're in the exact same boat. And I've surrounded myself with great people, and you know, I've had some really good advice in the build-up. So I think I've done the work, and that's all you can ask for, I suppose.
In terms of stepping up to the Ironman distance, how have you found the difference in your training going from the 70.3s and even the shorter stuff up until the first Ironman?
Yeah, look, some of my training's probably been a little bit unconventional. I've done quite a few over distance sessions because they're something that I think is really important for me to do, and I can handle it. My body can handle a fair bit of volume. I'm pretty lucky with that as a 20-year-old. So, you know, I've probably just increased the bike mileage, probably, you know, just 100, 150 Ks a week more, but the intensity's probably been a little bit less, but just a lot more volume. Same on the run. You know, I've been really focusing on doing those long runs consistently week in, week out, which is something when you're racing a lot of halves is hard to do. Yeah,
absolutely. And your expectations for race day, in terms of your swim, bike and run specifically, how's the head feeling, and what are you expecting out of yourself?
Look, it's a small pro field compared to other years, but I think it's still got a lot of quality in it, and there's obviously these short course boys coming over. It means the swim's going to be pretty hard, and look, I'm swimming great in the pool, and I'm really happy with where I'm at. So I suppose I've got really process goals as opposed to a place or a specific time. You know, you live in Melbourne too, you can have 4 seasons in one day here. You know, it can just affect that so much. So I suppose if I can hang with those boys at the start and get out onto the bike with some of the big players, then I'll have to make some decisions there as to, you know, I mean, I know my power goals and I know what I'm capable of holding, and if they're exceeding that, then, you know, I'll have to take a step back and you know, potentially let them go. But, you know, I think where I'm at with my cycling, I can hang with some of those boys, and the run's probably a lot of those boys are a step above at the moment, but I think the extra distance will favour me, and if I can just run strong and consistent throughout the whole thing, you know, anyone could blow up or any type of thing could happen. So, you know, I've done this run a few times living here, and I know what it's like, and I'm confident in my ability to run a strong and consistent run and get a good time under the belt.
You talk about the pro field, and it's obviously a little bit smaller this year than what we've seen in the past, but there's some good quality athletes in there. Is there anybody that you're watching in particular to gauge yourself off?
Yeah, look, I do a lot of training with Luke Bell. He's been a really great friend to me and a great mentor, and he's taken me under his wing, and you know, he tells it how it is, and I really need that. It's good for me, and look, I mean, I know he's a class above. You know, he's one of the best athletes in the world, there's no doubt about that. But, you know, we do a lot of swimming together, a lot of riding together. So, you know, in past races with him, I've just pretty much stuck on him the whole swim. And I remember Hawaii 70.3, I think I punched him in the head about 100 times in the first K. So probably try and avoid that. But it always gives me confidence to race with him in the field, because I feel like I should be there because I'm training with him so much. And there's a couple of other boys, I suppose, but look, anything could happen, and I'm not really concerned about people and who I'm around. It's more just, you know, I'm not going to say I'm racing my own race because I don't think you can do that in the pro race. I think it is a race. I'm there to race, and guys are going to go hard, and at times it's going to be easy. But look, I just want to be in the mix, really, out onto the run, and then I can work from there, I think. So that's kind of my goal. Yeah.
You've obviously got some prep that you've done with those pros. Is there some advice you could maybe give to a few of the age groupers tackling their first Ironman? That some tips you've picked up, whether it's from Bally or yourself through your mentors, that you think's worthwhile?
Yeah, look, I actually had a really funny one from Robbo the other day, Peter Robertson. He said, when you get a chance to go to the toilet, take it, because you know the times when it's easy, make sure you go to the toilet, because once it gets hard, you just can't do it. So that was a little weird one that I got, and definitely one I'll take into account. I suppose the other ones, you know, just nutrition. Be on top of it the whole day, and I think it's really easy. I've heard a lot about the run, like you go out and feel fantastic for 10Ks, but it's just about, you know, tapering off that effort, and you're better off running a consistent run. And I don't think negative splitting the run is necessarily going to happen. I think no matter how slow you run, you're going to bonk. It's a long day. But just trying to be strong all day, and keeping within your means early and being patient is pretty much the crux of what everyone's told me. Yeah.
One last question: the internationals or the interstate guys that are here, any tips for them on the Melbourne weather and this course?
Oh, I think you can't underestimate that bike course. You know, I think they've gone fast previously, but it's not. You know, they've been doing 4:25s. I think it's probably one of the fastest in that 4:20 range, which is obviously extremely quick, and don't doubt that. But there's a few hills on it. I mean, I drove to Frankston every day for a year for university. I know that stretch of road like the back of my hand, and yeah, it can get windy out there. It can. There's a few little rollers, and the runs similarly. If you get a northerly breeze, could be tough. You know, could really dry you out, and I think that means you just got to keep on top of the nutrition, keep hydrated, and just that's the only way you're going to get through it. Because if you don't do that, it's going to be a long slog. Once you see the St Kilda from Elwood, it's still 6 or 7 Ks of hard slog. So you just want to be ready to go then, I think. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Lachie. All the best for Sunday. We'll hopefully catch up with you post-race and see how you've gone and get your experience from that angle. But the best of luck.
Thanks, mate. Really appreciate you having me on here. Thanks.